Hey, Alex, one actually started in the first half there. Clearly, the whole team was struggling on both ends. You managed to go 5 for 5. What were you seeing? How were you able to contribute that way? And what was the level of significance that you thought that had?
I was just trying to be aggressive to score because I think they were playing. Excuse me, not in a maybe not a disrespectful way, but they weren't playing me and they weren't playing some of our guards because they were so worried about AD. So I got a couple layups in transition. I think open three on a kick out that I knew I was going to have, and then just shot ready in the corner on the other one. Just doing what I do, being opportunistic. Thought a couple of them could have been and one opportunities. It's the playoffs. It's more physical. Everything's going to be a little more touch and go. So just fortunate to obviously be whatever I was 4-4, 5-5. Especially when we weren't playing great offensively in the first half.
Alex, just considering what your story is from undrafted to where you are now. Of course, you started Game 6 of the finals last year, so some of that isn't new. But to play 30 minutes a game like this, to be counted upon, to get some of the actual box score stats in addition to the usual contributions, what does that kind of thing mean to you in the context of all this?
I don't know. I'm really just trying to win another championship, man. I don't think too big picture until it's over with. Just love playing basketball. We got a good ass team, like I told you a couple weeks ago, and I'm just competitive, man. I like to play basketball. The energy in the stadium was great tonight with the fans back. Having people sit courtside, fans cheering and timeouts. I kind of felt that energy, and I was a little anxious before the game during the national anthem because I was so juiced up. I was ready to go. The atmosphere was great. So kind of calmed myself down, but then obviously came out and played well. So I think it's just part of my progression. I'm going to keep trying to get better and better and better. And part of that is being aggressive to score. And a lot of times that'll set up my pass and good opportunities for my teammates. So, I don't really think too much big picture to answer your first question. I'm really just trying to win 16 more games.
Dave?
Alex, what have you had to do? And I know you don't like to really talk about injuries or you'll play through them, but what have you had to do to get that foot right to be able to contribute the way you have over the weekend and then tonight?
Just rest. I missed a couple games. Coach sat me out for the Indiana game, which hindsight is probably a great idea because I was fresh tonight and for the New Orleans game. And it was good just to rest it, just let it heal. It's just a little bruising, and I mean, this time of year, you can get a bruise on your elbow, on your shoulder, your thigh. And mine just happened to be on my foot. So, just resting, being ready to go, doing the proper treatment, whatever I need to do to be ready. Because, West is a gauntlet of guards. Starting tonight with Steph, and then obviously with our next round matchup, Book and CP, it's gonna be a handful.
Dan?
Alex, you guys have played obviously a lot of important games since last March when the season was shut down. What was it like to play a big game in sort of an atmosphere that matched it? You kind of touched on it a little bit. How noticed was it throughout kind of the game, the energy and the flow? And I guess, did it feel differently than any of these other big games you guys have played in where the environment was so sterile?
Yeah, definitely. It's no bubble out there. 8,000 fans, 20,000 fans, 2,000 fans. It's a difference. But yeah, it is nice, making a shot, having a good run, going, calling a timeout, and everybody stands up and is cheering. That just is positive energy for your team. And it feels more like traditional basketball. It feels like we're getting back to where we used to be with fan interaction and having crowds there. And, it just adds a different dynamic to the game. It's why we love sports. Fans make sports great. And, playing on the road, quieting fans when you play big games or have big shots, and then obviously at home, having them cheer for you is great.
Kyle?
Alex, what role, if any, do you have as a returner from a championship team and kind of talking to the bench guys who maybe didn't get so much run tonight or didn't get any run tonight and kind of preparing them for a run where, you're going to deploy different lineups and different groups for different looks and teams you're facing?
Yeah, honestly, having a playing game might be a blessing in disguise for us, just because it's an opportunity for us to, I'm tentative to say this, but it wasn't a win or go home game. I mean, we treated it like that, but at the end of the day, if we lost, we would have had another game to play and get in. But, just being able to go through this experience where, it's basically a do or die game, and having the new guys feel that mentality, playing every possession like it's your last, being locked in, the ups and downs of the game, answering back to other teams' runs, stuff that takes championship DNA and championship mindsets to win. It's good for them to get their toes wet in that and kind of experience that with us as a team. I think it's going to be good for us going forward.
Bill?
Alex, I know you said that you guys are a good-ass team, and so obviously confidence is not a problem on your guys' end right now. But I'm just wondering, there are a number of factors with this season that, 7 seed going into the playoffs, no team from there has ever won a championship. You've had the injuries. What does a win like this do to set the tone for what you guys are trying to do over the next couple of months, and how can it kind of galvanize this group with kind of what lays ahead?
Yeah, kind of piggybacking off of my last answer, it's a good first experience for us. We got guys that have played in the playoffs before, but they haven't played with the pressure of being a defending champ, or the pressure of playing for the Lakers, or whatever you want to call it, right? So there's just a different mindset you have to have going through the playoffs that I learned last year, that I had great vets that taught me and gave me examples, and great coaching staff that guided us through it too. So for me, I'm trying to pull those guys along. I reminded a couple guys today, I was like, this is why we're here all year. This is what we play for. Like, this 2 months is the reason that we're on the Lakers, the reason that we're here with LeBron and AD and our coaching staff. Like, this is do or die. Like, this is why we play the game. And I also talked about finding ways to win games you don't play perfect. That's part of they talk about the glory at the end of the road when you hoist the trophy and the parade and celebrating the winners. But, the grind and the grit that it takes to get there is something that can't be overlooked. Fighting through bad games, trying to find wins when you don't play perfect. That's what it takes to win championships.
Last question, Jim Alexander.
Yeah, Alex. AD talked about how the guys seemed a little hesitant in the first half. Was that sort of surprising, or is it maybe a consequence of the fact that this is such a new thing and it's you're trying to figure out how to handle the play-in, especially since it's more of a game 6 than it would be a game 7.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I know the answer to that. I think from my perspective, it looked like we were almost just trying to play too perfect, instead of just going out there and kind of letting it hang and like taking the results with whatever they were. I think we were just trying to execute too much. And, the Warriors' last game was essentially their first playing game, right? They played Memphis, and it was you either get to play as the 8 seed or the 9 seed, and it's a little easier if you're the 8. So I think they came in and already had that, dipped their toes in the water last game, and they came out and knew their game plan and were locked in. So I think they had a little bit of an edge on us. And then, like I said, I think, we tried to force feed AD a little too much in the beginning, and that's probably just us, not taking advantage of what's in front of us and trying to play too perfect.